Welcome. Today I am pleased to be discussing our topic, teamwork that works. I am your presenter, Christy Hare. Like many of our New Mexico State University students, I was also a first-generation college student. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, specializing in management, and later in my career, I earned my MBA. I work with New Mexico State University as a lead career services coordinator with the Global Campus. I have worked in higher education since 2017 in various areas including teaching, small business, and career readiness. I am passionate about career readiness and have a strong desire to see individuals reach their career goals. This is an overview of what I will cover in this presentation. Listed first is our topic slide, followed by the presenter information that I just shared, and our overview. I will begin by defining teamwork, and then types, stages, and challenges of teams. Next, I will discuss high-performance teams, followed by modes to handle and steps to address conflict in teams. And I will close with providing my contact information. So let's begin with defining teamwork. Teamwork is defined as a group of two or more people working together to achieve a shared goal. Whether you are managing the team or you are a member of a team, it is important to note that some people love the idea of teamwork while others hate it. So let's talk about types of teams. And in the parentheses out to the side of each team, it will give you a little bit of a hint as to the differences in these types of teams. So first, let's discuss functional teams. A functional team is made up of employees from the same department or area of expertise. It's typically led by a manager who oversees the team's work. These teams focus on specific organizational functions such as marketing, finance, human resources, or information technology. A marketing team, for example, is responsible for creating advertising campaigns, managing social media, and conducting market research, all under the leadership of the marketing director. Cross-department teams consist of members from different departments or functional areas. They collaborate to achieve a common goal that requires a mix of skills and perspectives. An example would be a product launch team that includes members from research and development, marketing, sales, finance, and customer support, all working together to bring a new product to the marketplace. And then we have project or task force teams. These are temporary teams formed to complete a specific project or solve a particular problem. Once the project ends or the task is completed, the team is usually disbanded. An example might be a task force that's formed to investigate a drop in customer satisfaction. This team might be made up of members from customer service, quality assurance, and product management. And then we have self-managed teams. Self-managed teams operate without a direct supervisor. The team members collectively make decisions about planning, scheduling, and assigning tasks. They are responsible for their own performance. An example might be a software development team that uses agile methodology, where developers, designers, and testers organize their own sprints, assign roles, and manage deadlines without a manager directing their daily work. Now, the last type of team mentioned here is in-person or virtual teams, and I will go into that on our next slide. So it's important to note that any of the teams that I just discussed may be in-person or virtual teams. So let's talk about first some similarities. Both types of teams work toward shared objectives and deliverables. Effective leadership is essential for both, though the leadership style may differ. Both types of teams use productivity and communication tools such as shared calendars or specialized software platforms like Microsoft Teams and Zoom. Success in both of these teams depends on trust, communication, and collaboration. Both need clarity, meaning both types of teams need clear roles, expectations, and goals. These are crucial for team performance in either of these formats. In-person teams thrive on face-to-face interaction. They have an easier spontaneous collaboration. In-person teams have the ability to have body language cues available and more structured environments. While virtual teams offer flexibility and broader talent access because they are not limited to a certain geographical area to obtain talent. Virtual teams offer cost savings in that a building or a structure and utilities are not needed in order to house the team. But virtual teams require strong digital communication and self-management. Virtual teams are very dependent on technology tools and have to be vigilant about cybersecurity and sensitive data. In-person is easier for supervision to monitor and manage, while virtual is more trust-based. In-person has a clear separation of work and home life, while working from home can cloud the boundaries between work and personal life. Each team has strengths and challenges. The best choice often depends on the nature of the work, the team's goals, and organizational resources. On this slide, I will discuss the 5 stages of teams. First, we have the forming stage. This is when the team is getting to know each other. This is then followed by the storming stage. In this stage, the team is beginning to get more comfortable with each other and getting a little bit more comfortable with the group. And so now there can be some conflict and some disagreement because people have different personalities. Some people have strong personalities. Some people have more meek or shy personalities. Some people are very opinionated. And sometimes people like to talk. And this could turn into dominating the conversation or dominating the meeting. And that then becomes an aggravation to other people who are in the meeting. It could also cause aggravation if a person is derailing the meeting or getting off topic, because that then wastes everybody's time. So there are lots of reasons why there can be storming within the team. But then we progress, and there becomes a norming, or what is normal within the group. We've gotten used to the personalities in the group. The group realizes that while we don't have to be close friends, we do have to be professional and accomplish the goal of the team. And as adults on a team, hopefully that is the realization that is arrived at in our norming phase. The group has established a norm that will work to accomplish what needs to be done. This is then followed by the performing stage. In this stage, the team has a strong focus on the goals that need to be achieved in order to accomplish the mission. So we are focusing on cooperating, solving problems that arise so that we can complete this work that we have been given to do. And lastly, we have our newest stage. Previously, we had just the four I have already discussed, but more recently, the final stage of adjourning has been added. During this stage, the team conducts a project debrief to reflect on what went well and to identify areas for improvement. Once the discussion is complete, the team is formally disbanded as the project has now concluded. Next, let's discuss challenges within teams. Let's first take a look at groupthink. Groupthink is when the group is so cohesive that even though a problem may be anticipated ahead, individual team members do not want to be the person that says, "What about X?" that could bring about a negative result. Next, we have a free rider. This person attends the meeting, but contributes little or no effort, content, or engagement. However, the free rider is still getting the benefit of the recognition of being associated with the team and the team's deliverables. This individual enjoys the collective benefit of the group's work without putting in a fair share of the cost, effort, or time. Next, we have task conflict. This is when members disagree on the goals to achieve or the task needed to be performed, or even the order of the task that need to be performed. Next, we have relationship conflict. This is when team members are incompatible, and this creates tension within the team. This is followed by a lack of trust in our list here. A lack of trust can develop if team members are not doing their share of the work or they cannot be relied upon. And then we have undefined roles. These adversely affect teams by causing confusion, stress, and conflict that undermine the morale, productivity, and performance of the team. When responsibilities are not clearly outlined, team members lack a shared understanding of who owns which aspects of the project, which can lead to many problems that can derail a project. These can include duplication of work or omitted work because it is unclear who is working on which tasks. Productivity can stall when there is not a clear decision maker in the group. We have recent data that I have shared at the bottom of this slide that suggests that nearly half of organizational inefficiencies are due to unclear roles and responsibilities. And then our final challenge is lack of engagement. This is not contributing in meetings, not stepping up. It may also appear as not making eye contact in meetings, or when members may appear to be working on alternate items during a group meeting. So you might ask, what is the difference in this and a free rider? The difference here is simple, and it is intention. While both a free rider and a disengaged team member contribute less than what is expected, the primary distinction lies in their motivation, intentionality, and overall attitude. A free rider consciously and deliberately avoids work, whereas a disengaged member may withdraw due to other factors like burnout or a poor work environment. It is possible that a disengaged member is not aware that other members view their behavior as disengaged. Their reduced contribution is often a symptom of an underlying issue rather than a deliberate avoidance of work. This brings us to high performance teams. If you want to have a high performing team, then pay close attention to these two factors. High performance teams are driven by the attitudes and actions of the team leader and quality of interactions between the team leader and the team members. Elements of high-performing teams. Elements of high-performing teams include having a motivating purpose, targeted objectives, and measurable outcomes or metrics. There is an accountability within high-performing teams because we should have metrics to determine our success, ideally all along the way. One of the key advantages of a team is its ability to bring together individuals with diverse skill sets, allowing for a blend of expertise, which allows the team to reach their goal. Additionally, high-performing teams have only lean or necessary members on the team. They have strong leadership, where good leaders share power, information, responsibility, and the workload to build consensus. When team members feel as though they are contributing to the end goal, then they are much more likely to work cooperatively with each other. And then what we see is the team atmosphere has mutual respect. All right, and then our last topic to address in this presentation will be modes to handle conflict and addressing the conflict. I'm going to share 4 different modes to handle conflict and explaining each. Dominating modes should only be used when a decision needs to be made on an important issue, such as an emergency or cutting cost. Avoiding should only be used if the issue is not important. Collaborating on assertiveness and cooperativeness are instances where there might be a collaboration because the opponents in the conflict might have equal power within the team. And then lastly, accommodating. So we might think accommodating is not a style we would use. But if our environment is such that we need to have harmony at the highest level, then accommodating may be used. This is usually when people realize that they have made a mistake or made an error. Now let's discuss how to address conflict. This may vary depending on whether you are the leader of the team or a member of a team. And it should be noted that the leader of the team must manage and mediate any conflicts. So we begin by first identifying the cause. We want to address any conflict sooner rather than later, including having a respectful dialogue that ensures that both parties in the conflict feel heard. We want to reaffirm the goal of the team, clarifying the roles and expectations for those involved, We want to create an action plan, which includes next steps, and then to follow up on our end result. This concludes our presentation on Teamwork That Works. Again, I am Christy Hare, a Lead Career Services Coordinator with New Mexico State University Global Campus. Here is my direct email as well as our department or team email. Please reach out with any questions, and thank you for your attention.